October 31st, 2025. Deep
Mickey
in the
Mouse.
forest in the Lyman region, an FPV drone infiltrating Russian positions
Hiding.
detected a Russian soldier. Noticing that the drone was preparing to attack, the soldier took cover behind trees. A chase ensued between the drone and the soldier for a while. However, in such terrain, there was nowhere for the soldier to hide.
Oh, wow.
A Russian soldier attempted to escape from an FPV drone in the Chasiv Yar region. The Ukrainian FPV drone
I do think it is easier to hide in the trees versus, obviously, you know, in the flat land.
caught the soldier off guard as he tried to hide among the trees to escape the drone. The Russian soldier
behind
did
you.
not notice the drone approaching from behind and was captured by it. The
Crazy.
Russian soldier who survived the kamikaze drone attack tried to hide under a tree, but this time he was targeted by the FPV drone tracking him. The soldier did not manage to escape. Russian soldiers burning houses in an abandoned village in the Kharkiv region were
They're burning houses for fun. Well, then you deserve what's coming for you.
targeted by a kamikaze drone. He did not survive the violent explosion of the drone and lost his life. The Ukrainian 414th Attack UAV Battalion spotted a burning campfire in a forest in the Donetsk region and immediately sent an FPV drone. The FPV drone searched for Russian soldiers among the trees and conducted reconnaissance of the area for a while. At that moment, it detected a Russian
He
soldier
was coming back home. He's bringing lunch back home to his family.
on a motorcycle approaching the position and moved in for the attack. The Russian soldier on the motorcycle started to flee, unable to comprehend what was happening, but he couldn't escape the drone.
No, no one can.
The FPV drone was lying in wait along the route used by Russian soldiers and launched an attack when a Russian military vehicle passed by.
Look at the destruction right here. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? I'm sitting here at home, at the comfort of my own home. Just, I have everything I want. Internet, food, shelter, whatever. TV shows, bed. And then you have these empty towns out there like that in real time. And it's not like people did it to themselves, right? Somebody else did it to them. There's third world countries that do it to themselves. That's different. This is not it.
Soldiers, who later noticed the drone, tried to flee quickly, but the drone was faster than them. Realizing they couldn't escape the drone, one of the soldiers jumped out of the vehicle. A drone that managed to infiltrate a Russian logistics area dropped bombs on Russian soldiers. The soldiers noticed the drone watching them at the last moment and managed to escape the bombs. In a very interesting at the last moment.
You know what's crazy about these tiny bombs is that when they hit, they put little tiny like shrapnels in there, and it cuts up your legs and your skin, and then you start bleeding out. You gotta get stitches.
Soldiers. The soldiers noticed the drone watching them at the last moment and managed to escape the bombs. In a very interesting turn of events, a Russian soldier was spotted traveling by bicycle on the front lines. The soldier, who was completely defenseless, soon encountered an attack by a fiber optic drone. Despite noticing the drone, he remained motionless, waiting for it to strike. The next target of the unmanned aerial vehicles belonging to the 414th Unmanned Attack Aviation Brigade was a Russian soldier walking alone in a field.
He looks
the
tired.
unmanned aerial vehicles followed the soldier for a while. Shortly thereafter, an unmanned aerial vehicle loaded with bombs was sent to attack the Russian soldier. The soldier did not notice the unmanned aerial vehicle rapidly approaching him and continued walking. When the UAV came within a few meters, he noticed it and panicked, throwing himself to the ground, but it was too late. The UAV rapidly approached and struck the soldier. A Leopard tank belonging to Ukrainian forces crushed a Russian ambush FPV drone lying in wait on the road while advancing towards Pokrovsk. The tank sustained no damage in the incident. By the way, your likes and comments on our videos are a huge morale boost for us.
Oh.
The reconnaissance drone's radars detected movement from miles away. The drones, which detected the presence of a lone Russian soldier, began tracking him closely. The soldier, noticing the drone following him, waited for a while. When the drone attacked, he began to run. The soldier, who was unable to run very fast due to the heavy load he was carrying, eventually became the target of the FPV drone. Ukraine's 414th Magyar Birds drone attack unit once again detected a lone and helpless Russian soldier. The soldier approached Ukrainian defense positions alone. Perhaps he wanted to surrender. A fiber optic drone belonging to the 54th Mechanized Brigade conducting reconnaissance in the direction of Siversk targeted a Russian soldier. Seeing the drone approaching, the soldier began to flee. But unable to find a place to hide, the soldier became the drone's direct target. A soldier using an ATV on
Wait. What does this say right here?
Drone's direct target. A soldier
It says Putin
using an ATV
Moskva
on the front line.
Something Moscow, Putin, something.
Became the target of a drone just like that. The drone, lying in wait for vehicles on the road, appeared directly in front of the soldier who was approaching at full speed.
Look at that.
The soldier was unable to escape. The FPV drone's first target was an armored BMP. Despite being heavily armored, the Russian armored vehicle was completely disabled by 2 drone strikes. All of this is just a small part of a larger operation.
Nice.
The Ukrainian Patrol Police Brigade Predator neutralized Russian soldiers and vehicles using fiber optic and radio-controlled FPV.
You know what happens is the drones disable all their vehicles and their motorcycles and whatnot, and then they're stuck out there behind enemy lines or on the enemy lines on foot. And then when they're on foot, they're exposed to drones. And then that's why you would get a lot of these drone footages that you see a bunch of dudes walking, a bunch of Russian soldiers walking around.
Drones. During attacks carried out in the Toretsk direction, numerous Russian military vehicles were targeted by the drones.
Nice.
Drones lying in wait on the roads successfully targeted every moving Russian military vehicle. Russian forces lost a large number of military vehicles. A Ukrainian Su-27 fighter jet using an American GBU-62 guided
missiles.
bomb struck a Russian infantry concentration point in Kupiansk.
Wow, that's sad. You have a church right here.
Russian forces carried out an airstrike on the Pokrovskoye mine administration using 3 FAB bombs from an UMPC. The attack took place near the village of Udaknoye in the Donetsk region. The number of casualties is not yet known. The Ukrainian 36th Marine Infantry Brigade destroyed Russian soldiers and light vehicles. Kostiantynivka direction, Donetsk Oblast. In just 1 week, hundreds of FPV drones and kamikaze drones carried out non-stop operations to drive Russian soldiers out of the area one by one. The operation primarily targeted Russian infantry. Additionally, military equipment and vehicles were rendered inoperable by the drones. Here is a soldier hiding among the bushes. This time, there are 2 Russian soldiers targeted by the drone. No soldier has ever managed to survive a drone attack. Shooting down the drone is nearly impossible.
That's crazy.
Belarusian volunteers from the Kalinowski Regiment destroyed Russian positions, logistics, and infantry units in the...
You have Belarusians in Ukraine fighting for Ukraine to take out some Russians. And not just Belarusians are in Ukraine. Everybody. A lot of the people from all around the world are in Ukraine that have ex-military experience.
Direction of Zaporizhia. Drones lying in wait in logistics areas disabled many military vehicles carrying ammunition and food to the front. Russian soldiers are experiencing major logistical problems at their positions because vehicles are being disabled by drones before they can reach them. Not only vehicles, but also soldiers positioned in abandoned areas have become targets for drones. The 116th Mechanized Brigade's Ukrainian Sky Riders struck a Russian artillery piece. The artillery piece, which had been shelling Ukrainian positions in the Kupiansk direction for hours, was rendered completely ineffective
Can't tell.
by drones within minutes of being identified. Many Ukrainian positions like this continue to be rendered ineffective every day. This is because Russian positions are completely defenseless against drones. In the Kupiansk direction, operators of the 15th Karadag National Guard Brigade identified a North Korean type 75 107mm multiple launch rocket system. This platform, capable of striking targets up to roughly 8.5 kilometers away, posed a serious threat to Ukrainian positions in the area. After tracking the system, Ukrainian unmanned reconnaissance units coordinated a precision strike. An aerial view of the city of Kostiantynivka in the Donetsk region.
Man,
although
look at
there is
that. Come on.
no active fighting within the city, the effects of the conflict are clearly visible.
Yeah.
Many buildings show visible damage, reminding us that
This is more than just visible damage.
the region has been under constant attack. From above, the streets and neighborhoods appear calm, but the traces of repeated attacks emphasize.
Right here, look at this. This has all been done by Russia. All of it. Everybody in Russia is responsible for this.
That even settlements in the rear areas are under constant threat. Upon closer inspection, a Russian soldier hiding among the bushes.
That's why you don't feel bad.
Ukrainian FPV drones detected the Russian soldier attempting to hide. Despite his efforts to camouflage himself, the soldier.
When you see this, and then you see these videos.
To camouflage himself, the soldier was unable to escape detection.
That's why Ukrainians don't feel bad doing all this drone stuff to these Russian soldiers. They just don't. And we're not in their shoes to feel what they're feeling. And if we were, we'd probably be doing the same thing. Okay? So, don't feel bad.
By the drone. Here, an FPV drone chasing a military truck carrying ammunition.
It's not like the Russians didn't have a choice, you know?
The Russian soldiers quickly moved toward the vehicle and managed to hit it. A Chinese-made FSTH radar used by Russian forces was detected in the Kursk region. The location of the radar was identified, and it was rendered inoperable by an unmanned aerial vehicle. As of October 31st, 2025, looking at the latest situation of the war, the picture on the ground is becoming increasingly clear. Russia's advance along the front line has slowed in many areas. Russian forces are under intense pressure, particularly in Kupiansk, Lyman, the Donetsk countryside,
all of them,
and in the direction of Zaporizhzhia. Ukraine's unmanned aerial systems and precision targeting capabilities continue to determine the balance on the ground. Russian logistics lines are under almost constant threat from unmanned systems. Supply convoys, ammunition transport, and troop movements are no longer as secure as they once were. This situation has become one of the biggest factors operationally challenging Russian forces, particularly along the Kursk region line, around Donetsk, and along the Luhansk axis. At this point, it is not only physical clashes that are prominent on the ground, but also technological superiority and tempo control. While Ukrainian forces move flexibly and with mobility, Russian troops are forced to retreat to more defensive positions in some areas. Looking at the overall picture, while the front line remains wide and the conflict intense and dynamic, the role of unmanned systems in warfare is becoming increasingly decisive with each passing day.
And that's why we see so many stranglers out there, the Russian soldiers that are just walking by themselves in the middle of the field somewhere random, is because they got stranded out there because the FPV drones took out their vehicles, and now they have to figure out where is the front line, where is their base or wherever they're staying, and they get lost. And then these drones, they find them and then they take them out. It's that simple. To me, I always wonder why a lot of these Russian soldiers don't just give up and surrender. They just don't surrender. Maybe some do, but man, most of them that we see on here, it's like, dude, rip out your underwear, white underwear, and then surrender. I think it's pretty. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but like, come on. But we're just gonna keep watching these. We're just gonna keep seeing all these footage. I mean, every single day we get like 20, 30, 50, 100, 200 videos of these drone footages, the takeouts, you know, and it's facts. You can't lie about those numbers. This is legit footage. It just confirms it confirms all the casualties on the battlefield. So, anyways, check out State 24. Their YouTube channel is amazing. I've been watching a lot of their videos lately. Check them out. Their YouTube channel will be in the video description. Підпишись, це безкоштовно. Subscribe, it's free, and we'll see you guys next time. До побачення.